Call. All right. Welcome to our accountability call. Um, Excited to be together. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Lisa Winters, Emerald Ambassador. Uh, how many of you guys are excited just watching the pictures and everything from the Emerald Extravaganza? Looks beautiful. Alaska, that's on my bucket list. But anyways, I am here with Nicole, and we're both going to be sharing tonight. I wanted Nicole to talk about some wins and some things. She and I were talking earlier today, and just some adjustments that she is making in her business. She is a senior gold and on her way to Ruby. And so I know that it always helps me and blesses me when I learn from others and they're sharing some of the adjustments, the little pivots that they're making in their business. So, Nicole, take it away.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, y'all. Hey, thanks for Lisa for asking me to come on tonight and just share with you guys. Yes, as Lisa said, I am at senior gold level and I'm excited just to share. Definitely, right from the beginning when I made this commitment, I thought this is definitely not for the weak because it's like a roller coaster ride. You go up and down and you have to keep picking yourself up when you get frustrated I jumped into this whole journey just for my health, for my own health, and to get feeling better. And it's funny how God just works, and He just started tugging on my heart. People started saying, "Hey, what are you doing? You're looking like you're feeling better." And I own a hair salon. I've done hair for 30 years, so I work a lot of hours in my salon. So when Lisa started tugging, it was like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I don't have time." And so but God made a way. And so here we are. Things went quickly, but as you all know, sometimes things go quickly, then it slows down a little bit. And like I said, I think it's kind of like a roller coaster ride. So I just think I'll take a minute. Lately it's like I've been at senior goal for a few months and heading towards Ruby and you get those wins and people shut off their subscriptions and you're like, oh no, and just all those feelings that come over on this journey. So then you start, questioning, or if you have any doubts or just get struggles. I spent a lot of time with the Lord in those times, and I think what I want to share is real quick about the win that the Lord laid on my heart this week was. I was just kind of like processing, and you get all these people and you start feeling overwhelmed or like, how do I reach out? Am I doing this or that? And I got the word steward well. And I just wanted to share that because I think steward well. It just hit my heart really hard that night, and I was like, it's like Nicole, I want you to steward well the people that I'm blessing you with, because we're all praying for the Lord to send the right people, and for the ones that are going to run with us, and being still and patient and waiting for those ones to come that are excited. But He is placing people in our lives, and our heart is to help them get healthy, to feel better. And I think the more we pour love into the ones that God has given us to steward well, the more will come and the more they feel safe with us. I know I keep saying steward well, but that's the word that keeps coming to me is like, the more you love on your people, check in with them and let them know it's a safe place to talk to them. They start building that relationship and then things start rolling. So, and then they get excited and I think they get confident in, coming to you, and then maybe they start feeling safer about sharing. So that was one of the things that I just really wanted to share tonight was about, some of the things I've been watching a lot of. I don't know if any of you guys been watching the power hours during the day. So I'm out in my hair salon, but I'm trying to grab those power hours. And, there's just a lot of good things in there. And it gets you kind of like, wow, I never, just like being on social media and like, friending people and just like trying to pay attention to birthdays and all of those things sometimes can get overwhelming. So in the mornings, because I start so I'm busy during the day, I try to take time specifically for plexus, try to take time to like what am I going to post today, and like posting more and being like not allowing those thoughts of like geez, I just posted and people are going to think I post too much. Just post and post like they keep saying. So I've been really working on that. um So I guess like one of the things that I really struggled with, I don't know if anybody else did, and like I felt like I accomplished like another little check in the is when those people shut the subscriptions off and then you're like you don't hear from them, they don't tell you why, or and you're like, oh shoot. Well, I just started feeling like it's really important to conquer your fear and reach out to all those people and just like let them know you still care. And some people I think they don't want to upset you, but then also it was like I made that commitment Saturday morning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna reach out to any people that have shut their subscriptions off and just like I kind of watched them on social media. So I went in and I just audibly, I always go audibly so they hear my heart and just share like, hey, I see that you shut your subscription off, but I just want you to know the blessing of that is that you can at any time if you want to try again or just have that relationship I've been seeing, hope you're having a good summer or just staying in contact. And I was shocked, even though I was so scared of like getting maybe responses that I didn't expect. It actually came back and a lot of them were like, thank you so much. And, I was thinking, I think this was too much or, but next time maybe I'll try to do this. And it opened those conversations again. And so I felt so like accomplished after that because I was a little fearful of like, I don't want to reach out to the people that shut their subscriptions off, but sometimes they just need that extra compassion. Like, I still care about you. I love you. I want that relationship. This is about building relationships, this company, and that trust in just, having those relationships. And then it's amazing. I got a handful of them back saying, I really think I might want to try this or that. And so I was pretty thankful for that. So those subscriptions, and then just being courageous with all of the things that are going on right now with we're all trying to win the trip and the icon and all of that. I really tried to reach out recently and just working on staying connected. It went back to that stewarding well. I was like, okay, I have these people and I can get focused on so many different things, but I also want these people to know I love them and I care about them. I care about their life. And the more I think we pour into them, then the Lord blesses us with, he gives us this and then more comes when we steward well. So that was a win for me this week. I don't know if that helps anybody, but it blessed me by just realizing to stay focused on that relationship and like I really care about you. I want you to succeed. So like please stay in contact with me and kind of turned my mind. Not like, okay, I need six more. Okay, I need this. And I started thinking, okay, I'm just gonna trust when the ones come, I can just build those relationships with them. And then when they start feeling safe, they'll start being maybe more like courageous to like, hey, what do you think about posting? Or because they feel safe, it's that safe place. Um, the only other things that my wins that I've been really working on is like asking for family support. I remember Eric Worre said something about sometimes family can be like that hardest, and I started just asking my family members, like, hey, I did a post today. Would you mind sharing it for me? Or can I tag you in my post because that has expanded? It's making like I have two daughters, one in college, one adult daughter. So like I asked them if I can tag them. So then, we're getting more people to see our stuff. So I've really started doing that. And actually, in that stewarding well, I realized that I was not taking enough time to do three-way conversations. And like, I don't know if anybody else did this, but I was convicted and like I get people to like silver, they start getting people on, and then I kind of like maybe put I say this in a way of love, but like too much trust to like, okay, here's your people. And then, but I'm like, oh no, they need me in those three-way conversations to build them up. Those people that you're trying to get from silver to senior silver, they do need the leader to push them and like have that like Lisa's mine. And I love when she's in there with me to like just give me that confidence. The more she's talking, I'm listening and learning from her. And then, in those three-way conversations. So when we go into our peoples, and put them into their people, I just feel like those conversations build confidence in our team. So I'm really trying to work on that and like start having conversations and not just going, oh, okay, they signed up these three people or here's their people and putting full trust. It's like, we're plexus one, right? So, and it is a blessing, I've been able to reach out to so many people, and I think that's a gift, if you watch somebody all, your video trainings, and I've personally messaged and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Could you help me with a little with this? And it's just amazing how this company, just everybody's just so cheering each other on. We're all here to raise each other up and encourage each other for wins, and and I love that. It's great that we can reach out and ask questions and support each other. So, I don't know. Is there anything else, Lisa, that you think, I just questions or
Yeah,
anything
no,
or?
that was awesome. What I was just thinking too, what would probably benefit everyone on here is talking about when we were talking today about the adjustment that you've made when you start people, the packs that they get. What
Oh,
you're
yes. Oh,
thinking.
yes.
I
Oh,
feel
thank you for
like sometimes
triggering.
we need to just like adjust what we are starting people on. So let's talk
Yeah.
about that.
Okay, so that is, yes, thank you for reminding me because I write notes, but I'm a fly by the seat of my pants girl. So, um, when I first started, I called Lisa, my son was getting married, and I'm like, what should I do? And she put me on the one, with the restore, the whole system. And I'm like, okay, I'm in because I'm all or nothing type of girl. Not everybody can do that. And so when people were signing, I'm just signing people up and like putting them on the big system, like, yeah, you need Restore, you need this, you need that. But what I found was a lot of the people that I did the bigger systems, because they would say to me, I want to be on the system that you started. Nope, sign me up with that. And what would happen is I'd start checking in and they're like, I have too many drinks. I can't, I'm overwhelmed. And people were shutting their subscriptions off. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? They were overwhelmed. So I really felt like, because I was struggling with that, I'm like, what's going on here? So simple, I think, is key. I've changed my whole entire mindset because what I tell people now is listen, let's get your gut. Let's focus on your gut. Let's get you started. Let's get you on the triplex 60 because it's, 126 people. And that's the thing, the cost, right? So I'm like, because the blessing is let's get these introduced into your body and then let's add on. Like we can always add on. Well, what about that? And you talk about that. Those are all amazing things, but let's just get you started. And then next month or in 2 weeks, we'll add something. And I've been trying to take baby steps with people, get them started on the basic and then add. And then this week I've done a lot because you have those people that really understand like the importance of your gut health and like how it affects, you can tell them till you're blue in the face, like of like, how it affects the rest of the body. But people are like, I want to lose weight. I haven't noticed anything. You check in with them, nope, I haven't noticed a thing. And I'm like, okay, it's been 3 days, but so I really started like sitting down and going, what can we do for people? So then when I started watching, I'm like, what is affecting, like, because I take all the supplements and it's like, I started thinking, well, the GLP-1 is such a big thing and we're battling against that. So many people are going and they're thinking nothing of the, like doing the GLP-1 shots or whatever. But so we're battling a little bit of like, well, I can do this or this. But so I started thinking about like GLP-1 and like focusing on that. And that the pink drink and the balance is what they are pushing, saying. And then I was like, well, what if we just do the pink drink and because Restore is such a big deal. So like I started thinking those three together, I just kind of went on Instagram and we like made my way somehow and made like a thing and I was like I saw people grabbing it and it's awesome. I love that we can do that for each other. It's like somebody makes something, you're like, "Hey, how'd they do that?" and you can share it and promoting like for people to just, hey, give me 2 months of like trying this. Or we also did like the pink drink, the balance, because those are the two GLP ones with like Metaburn. Because I'm hoping to see that people will be like that they feel the effects of it, So I have been trying to go simple. I think simple is key. It's the beginning, it's the core, finding out like what's really important to them because I have people that are like, I've tried to do triplex, but they're like, I did it for 4 weeks, I didn't noticing. And now I'm like, okay, we should have maybe focused more on weight for them, So like learning what people are You want them to get the quickest result. Like if they start on the GLP-1, like they're, focusing on that and they start feeling better or start losing weight, we can say, okay, now it's important. We've got to get that probiotic in you and get and start maybe expanding. But I have learned it's starting simple. I tell them all, let's just start you simple. Let's go basic because if you can get them to start, I feel like I'm having more success and I'm checking in with them. And again, steward well, Nicole. It's what I just keep hearing the Lord say. Just steward well. Take these people that I'm handing you and love on them and help them get healthy. And I've been trying to really focus hard on stewarding well, and He will provide the rest. I know we're all like, I need sex, I need this, I want this, I need sex, but I am like that. I want, but we have to steward what we have to expand it because it will turn into a bigger blessing and it will come. So that's just where I'm at right now. I'm finding simple, loving, relationship building so they realize more than this is not just a gut health company. This is like a family, we're all family and that's a gift. And we want them part of that. And we want them to immediately recognize that in us that, hey, I'm like your sister, and loving on you and I want you healthy. But I've had people say, thanks for caring so much about me. And I'm like, that's what it's about, right? So
So
that's
good.
where I've been really trying.
That's awesome. And one of the things I was thinking too when you were saying that, another option, which I know we talked about, I know Brooke Hemingway had,
Yeah.
Angie had shared this with me, so I'm just going to share this with you guys. And this is something that I have had as an option for people. And maybe you guys do this, but triplex, like you said, Nicole. And then if they don't want to do a restore, um, add on the active because
Mhm.
that's a quick win. And just like you said, we want to have people see success quickly. Like we want that. And I remember when I first started a decade ago, I really didn't have quick. Back then, it was triplex. We didn't have a whole lot of extra. We didn't have the active. We didn't have any of those. That we didn't have reset or restore. So it was a slow process that I committed to. But like you said, Nicole, a lot of people are not willing. Like they'll do it for 30
Mhm.
days, not
Mhm.
even 4 weeks sometimes. And if they don't see that result, they get discouraged and they're looking at the price. And so, and they'll want to quit. And so, I've had several people when they've done active, they've said, oh my goodness, they love slim. And then they think, oh my gosh, I've got to I need more of this. And so it's a win and it's just a smart way for our business, but also blessing them so that they can actually be encouraged so that they'll continue getting their gut healthy, getting their blood sugar balanced, addressing their hormones. And yes, that GLP-1, we have the answer and we just want people to get those wins. So, anybody have any other wins that you want to share? Just unmute yourself from this week that you feel encouraged by, or this, recently, it could be within this last week. Anybody at all. It can be a small win. It could be, okay. Beth, did you just unmute?
Yeah,
Yay.
for me, it's been patience. I've got to have patience. That's been my biggest struggle is not having patience and getting discouraged, like Nicole was saying. But she's been my big team player and helping me out and get through it a lot. But I need my patience and I'll be fine and I'll get through it.
That's good.
Been struggle here and there, but I came out and came in strong in the beginning and then it kind of dived down a little bit and it was discouraging, but I'm not giving up because I'm really passionate and I've enjoyed myself thus far. So I want to keep going.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, and for those of you that have watched the Eric Worre trainings and any other training, and you've been in this at any amount of time, you see that most people don't make it in this industry because it requires a certain amount of grit that you don't need at a 9 to 5 job, or you don't need, when you're a business owner, we're in control of what we do. We're in complete control, whether the amount, which is great, but it's also requires a lot of personal growth. And so for me personally, every time that I have hit a plateau, and a lot of times it's after there are these big encouraging events, go to convention, you get so much poured in, and it's like, yes. this is it. We're going to hit the next rank. And then, of course, we're going to be hit with um, doubt, worry, adversity, AKA people shutting off their subscriptions. Not even kidding. I get back from convention,
Huh.
signed up people. It was awesome. People messaging. I'm like, ah, you know how when you feel discouraged, like you were saying, Beth, we have those times when it's like a valley, but the minute you get a message, I'm ready to sign up. How many of you know it's like, it's like, I'm on top of the mountain. This is the best. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, so that's that. Like, it's like an emotional roller coaster. And I get back from convention and I had someone that had restarted like 3 times, did not get her, she knows the products work, she loves them, did not get her products. It was a little bit longer than normal, over a week. She canceled her membership and returned the products before like working with me on that. And this is like a third time, like I know the person. And so things like that, another person, yeah, I don't like this, I'm returning it. So I felt like we need to expect that, right? We need to expect that is like that buffeting and it is going to help us. But I think being willing to look, just like Nicole, when you were talking, first of all, having somebody that you talk to, whether it's
Mhm.
your sponsor or it's downline, sideline, whatever that looks like for you, it's different for everybody. But having people in your circle that are like, it's okay, like do the work. It's going to be fine. Like get out of the funk. And I've been in a funk more times than I can count in 10 years with this business. But I know one thing that always fixes my funks, and that's engaging. It's just doing it no matter what. When I don't feel like it, it's literally just making myself. And then once I do it, I enjoy it. I'm like, "Ugh, why was I in that?" You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that on the other side of it, whatever pivot we have to make, and I think what we're sharing about changing up the packs, if you're sharing something that is not working for people, if the way you're sharing it, I've found at times, I've looked back and thought, oh my goodness, I look back now at some of those messages because sometimes I don't know if you guys do this for your activity, but I'll go in my messenger and I will just take time once I've reached out to people, birthdays, whatever, posting. I will scroll back and scroll back. And I mean a long ways. And a lot of times I have found messages when how you get busy, you read it, which is terrible. I try not to do that. And then in your mind, you think you either responded or you're like, I'm getting right to that. I have reached back out to people and said, I am so sorry. And I just, sincerely will say whatever it is I need to say and then offer any help I can give or whatever the question was. That is one really good way to help get some more activity going, like looking back through and seeing those people that you had dialogued with or you had those conversations with, pulling them back in again, and staying consistent with posting. Most of us, this is not our only job. A lot of us, it's not. Some of us, it is. But for some of us, it's not. And I have found that when I'm in a busier season, whether it's family, how like you get things going on, the minute that I'm not consistent in my posting and in my daily activities, it's easy to continue that way for days. It's like if I don't do it one day, and I think we all need to take a Sabbath. We need a day off for sure. But for me, when I'm in business, my husband is a pastor, and so I'm very busy at church, and I actually work at the church, so I have a lot of responsibilities, and I have 9 grandchildren and all the things. And but I find that I can easily slip into that. Okay, I compartmentalize, so I'm focusing all on here, which sometimes that has to happen. But on a regular basis, when we're wanting to rank up, we're wanting to meet our goals and not because we really don't maintain in this business. You're not, if you've noticed that, like if you're not doing your work, your trajectory is going to go down a little bit every month. And so I don't know about you, but I don't like that. And for example, I'm not on the cruise. First of all, I couldn't have done the cruise because I just got back from Nashville from a church conference, but I also didn't earn the cruise, I earned Alaska. And so that's hard, but that's a reflection of my own personal work that I had not been able to do, but that I need to do more. And so that just shows you that trajectory that's going. So I can take two different responses. I can be discouraged and say, look, I've been to Hawaii twice. I've earned countless I've been all over. I've been so blessed with Plexus. But you get that doubt that thinks, am I ever going to earn another trip? Yes, I'm going to earn another trip by the grace of God, right? It all
Mm.
has to do with I can't control people. I can't control people signing, even though we want to at times, right? When we have goals, we're like, can you just click join? Can you just click it? I promise it's going to be good. But honestly, if we can just look at it and say, I can't control anybody else. I can only control what I do. And I can only control my mindset. And quite honestly, sometimes if you are watching, whether it's Eric Worre or you name it. There, we have a plethora of training, again, that we did not have 10 years ago. It's amazing what we have now at our fingertips with this business. But if you're looking at a video that's discouraging to you and you're feeling like I can never attain that, then you need to find another one. Either there's something that you need to work through, and that could be because we, like I said, with our leadership, we have to continue growing. It's just like a spiritual principle with the Lord. We get saved, those of you that are, you know the Lord, and then you grow in your knowledge of God through reading the word and fellowship with other believers and prayer. It's like that with this business. You
Mm.
have to continue growing and finding those leaders that inspire you, not discourage you. And there's no shame in that. Everyone's personalities are different. We don't all like the same food. We don't all respond to the same music the same way. It's the same way with teachers. It's the same way in this industry with this specific business. I think we are one plexus. I am so thankful. I'm glad you said that, Nicole, because we have such an amazing culture in Plexus. But that being said, there are still a lot of different personalities. And I could sit here and tell you some of the people by name that I'm sure they're great people, but it's like I just can't. It's like kind of like oil and water. Like I can't do it. It doesn't inspire me. It actually grates on me a little bit. That's okay, right? We have to find the people that we're like, okay, I can do it, right? If you're not watching videos that do that, now Megan does that for me, and I know she does that probably for all of us on this call. Whenever I have spent time talking with her, Zooming, and in like shoulder to shoulder. When I'm sitting with her, that's when I ranked up to Emerald the first time. That's when I re-ranked. That's when all of the major things in my Plexus business, she has inspired me in that way. And then there are lots of other people that I've watched and Sarah Marble, she's a diamond. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's been in it for 12 or 13 years. If you look Sarah Marble up on YouTube, I loved her. And this is back when I would have my notebook. And on Sundays, I'd come home and I would literally go through YouTube, all of Sarah Marbles, and I took notes. That's all that I did. My family would be watching. We had church, like I'd work for 6, 7 hours at church, and then I'd come home and take note after note after note. That's how I learned. Jessica Heffley's another one. Go through and watch all of her videos. Um, I'm trying to think some of the other people that I love, love, love that I have really. I'll have to think about that. I can't think of the names right now, but Sarah Marble was one of my favorites in the beginning. But my point is this: find the person, find the people that inspire you, and watch them. Vision leaks, and so you may have taken a course. Maybe you did Eric Worre's things that we had right after convention. That's awesome. But we can do that. We can read a book, we can listen to a podcast, we can do all these things, but vision's going to leak out. It's just discouragement comes. We don't meet, our goals aren't going to be met. Whatever that looks like, pour back in and find that person that encourages you. And then one more thing before we get off. Um, it's tomorrow's the 10th, right? Yes. So I was on my walk tonight with my husband. I was thinking, okay, we're a third of the month through of September. When you break the month down, so we have two-thirds of the month left, right? We have about 20 days left. Is it 28 days or 30? It's 30 days in September, I think, right? So we'll have 20 days left. A lot can happen, we know, in 3 days, but
Yes.
that's a long time to get back in action. Obviously, you guys are on this accountability call, so you're in action. But to make those tweaks, so is it just to recap everything that we've talked about? Is it a combo that you need to switch up a little bit? Is it reaching out to your people, tap rooting a little bit more, not being afraid of that? Is it that you need to start watching somebody different? Is it that you need to start coming from a place of working your business from a position of belief and not frustration? Working your business from a position of, um, say that whatever your points were last month, if you can make those points this month or make, I remember Megan saying to me through the years, even if you're 1 point higher than you were the month before, that's a success. If you kept your points the same, that's still a success, right? And if you didn't, you still have to look and say, wow, well, where was I a year ago? Physically? Where was I a year ago? So we have to look and work out of a heart of a position of faith and also gratefulness. And when we have a heart of gratefulness, it affects everything that we see, everything that we do. Our lens affects all of that. And then when we reach out to people, it comes through in those messages. I'm just telling you, it does. When we're negative, if we're fearful, a lot of my messages through the years, I know I was afraid as far as we do this scared. So I don't mean it that way, but I mean, I was in a position of they're probably going to say no. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking, yeah, they're going to say no. I've had 10 people say no. I've had 50 people in a row. Someone's going to say yes, right? You said yes. So someone's going to say yes. So I just want to encourage you, make those changes. Find your people to watch. Reach out to me if I can encourage you at all. I love that's like probably one of my highest spiritual giftings is encouragement. I love to encourage and inspire women on this journey in life. And that one of the other things I've always said is if whoever I'm watching that's encouraging, I think if they can do it, so can I, right? If they can do it, so can I, and so can you. So it's 8:31. Thank you for joining. And I'm looking right here. Yes, just start talking action. Yeah, that's awesome. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything if you guys had any questions or anything. Anything to before I end it, um, that you wanted to add, Nicole, or anybody else? Any questions, any comments?
Can't really think of anything. I just think that,
Oh,
I
oh,
just, oops, sorry.
oh no, go ahead. Say it. I just need to say really quickly.
Oh, nope. I was just going to remind everybody, it's just when you get fearful, it's like, I've always said, God puts things in front of us. This business landed in our lap for a purpose. He always brings it forward, but we have to take the leap of faith and trust in him that we can just take that leap of faith. So fear is a liar. I tell myself that all the time when I start to get scared or reaching out to somebody like Lisa was saying, it's like, oh, they're gonna say no, and I'm gonna get to and like, or they're gonna have an issue with their stomach, and you get those, I'm having diarrhea or this or that. Fear is a liar. You have to tell yourself that, and God is for me, He's with me, and I can do all things through Him. And then just take that leap of faith. He always meets you there right when you need Him. He never fails us, so He will continue to bless us in this journey.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Yeah.
Really quickly before we get off, I just want to remind us our incentives. Don't forget, new VIPs through October, whoever signs up now through October 31st are going to get 3 free months shipping on 100 PV or more. Also, now through September 30th, double enrollment credits toward the Leaders Retreat when you sign a new VIP for 100 PV or more. So, yeah. You're looking at me funny, Nicole. Did I say something
Wait,
wrong?
well, I'm just wondering because I've been confused. So is that for
Yeah,
your L1s though? Like
it's
not for
probably,
your,
let me look.
it's, is it not for yourself? It's for like I signed up somebody the other day and I got 25 credits. But like say
Okay.
if Beth signed up somebody where she's one of my L1s, would I get 50? Is that how, it was a little confusing. I think I just,
Sometimes it is. Let me look really quickly. I'll pull it back up again.
that's okay. I, I'm not sure.
Okay, hang on. I'm pulling it up here. Okay, there were two different ones here. Well, anybody know the answer to that? I'm still looking right here, but I think
I just know that I think it was Angie, like the other day, somebody had questioned it because like I said, I signed up somebody the other day and when I went in to
Okay,
look for credit,
it's level one.
so it's your
Yep,
people underneath
your
you
people.
get the
So it
double.
says right now, plus now through September 30th, you can earn double personal enrollment credits toward Rising Leader. Okay, for every new level one VIP customer that you enroll.
I
That's
know
why.
it's confusing.
So it seems like if I were to enroll someone with 100 PV or more, I'm going to get double. That's what it says. So I don't know. We can check into that.
They only, like I said, I just questioned it because I signed up somebody the other day and when I went in to look at the credit, it was 25 for me, but then like if one of my people signs up somebody under them, I'm thinking that's where you get your double credits. I don't know. I've struggled with
Yeah.
it the whole time. I'm not sure.
The
Okay.
way
Well,
I've understood it is that this year it's only level one will be doubled, but like last year those credits don't double until like October. So like
right.
it won't double right away.
Okay,
But
good.
yes, from what I've read, like Lisa, you just read off, that's how
Yep.
I read it is that only double is just who you personally recruit.
Okay. And then that would be when commissions post probably in October
Yeah,
for
and then that's when they'll double.
that. Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
all
so
right.
it doesn't double immediately.
No, it will
Perfect.
not.
That makes sense.
Okay,
Thank you,
that
April.
makes
Yep.
more sense. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
I'm
All
the
right,
one that was
guys.
questioning it, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's sometimes I feel like I read those and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, what's happening?
yep,
So,
yep.
okay. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you have a great week and um, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'd love to help or pray for you guys or encourage if I can. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.